So hello everyone again. This is day 4. I'm in Turkey now, and unfortunately I have to skip day 3 in my video blog because there was no sound on this camera. So I'll just quickly tell you, I went through Bulgaria and it became very exotic, the landscape already. And then I was crossing the Turkish border. I had no idea whether they would let me in. Do you need a visa? Is there any COVID restrictions? Do you need quarantine? All that sort of stuff. But it went all pretty painless, took about 2 hours, the border crossing. I still had to get some insurance for the motorbike, some extra insurance for Turkey. So for a proud 19 euros, I have now 3 months insurance in Turkey. And so I had quite a nice, interesting adventure. So I went into the first big Turkish city that I could find in order to get a GPS that actually has Turkish maps on them. None of them had them. Garmin, Navon, blah blah blah. I have 3 GPSs now. And so I just pulled off the highway and drove to the first big building. It was a bus depot and there was traffic police there, and so I asked the traffic police whether they could tell me where to buy a GPS, and he whipped out his phone with a translator, and after it was clear he said, I'll take you. And so he hopped on his police motorbike, put his flashing lights on and sounds, and I followed him on my scooter for about a half hour. He gave me this personal escort through this big city until we were at a computer shop that had some GPSs. It was incredibly nice. It's just unbelievable. And so then I bought the GPS. Now the problem is it does speak German, but it doesn't write anything but Turkish. So I had to set up this GPS not knowing what anything of this means, but I did kind of sort of manage. And it got me here to Lubensky something. And I'm here in front of a very old mosque. It's a big garden and big facility with the old walls around them. And so, because I had no sound on the camera, I have to skip day 3 in my coverage, so we are now officially in day 4. Today is the day I'm getting to Asia, so I'll be crossing that big bridge in Istanbul. Now I was told there is no marker where you could take a photo that says, hello, you're in Asia. But apparently in the middle of the bridge there is one. So as we drive over it, we'll do that together. Over and out. So we are in front of what looks to be a very old mosque, and that was right next to my hotel, this mosque, and so every 2 hours or 3 hours through the night as well as through the day they have their office hours, and whoever that is calling out through the loudspeakers right into my hotel room in the Muslim prayers of the hours. So that was what I was lulled to sleep with last night. Ooh, whom does that beautiful Vespa belong to? But let's not get distracted. Oh, this is almost like in Christian monasteries with a crosswalk, and quite beautiful. beautiful garden with lots and lots of crows. Is it? So there will be many more mosques on my trip, I suppose. Over and out. Yeah, so I just made a stop to turn on the air conditioner in the Vespa. And how do you do that, you might ask? Well, step one would be take the winter stuffing out of your jacket. I'm very glad I had it in the first 2 days of the trip, which was very cold. But now it's getting up to 33, 34 Celsius. And the other way to turn on the air conditioning is that you take the rain skirt off. Used to hang here, and that prevents the rain from going underneath, but it also restricts the airflow, obviously. And so I took it off and put it on. And put it on the front. And so now it's time to put on some sun cream lotion. Over and out. Wow, I don't believe it. We're just about 38 kilometers away from Asia, and it looks like rain again. Very threatening. So I'm gonna have to shut off my air conditioning again and put my rain skirt back on. Otherwise I'll get really wet. Over and out. I have no idea where we are. The GPS doesn't know the big highway here that I'm on. But this looks to be a substantial bridge coming up. And even though I'm not in Istanbul, this might be Asia coming over there. Big bridge. And since there's only one waterway through Istanbul, this might be it. We'll find out. Nothing showing on camera. Ay, ay, ay. Just Europe where the weather sucks, it seems. Wow. Dude. I'm in Asia. And there the weather is becoming nice. So, this is Asia. So what happened is the GPS seems to have an old map in it, my Turkish GPS. And so it didn't know the brand new 8-lane highway that goes towards Istanbul, and all of a sudden the signs to Istanbul disappeared and it just said Ankara. So I'm backtracking now to Istanbul over back roads, weather permitting. So this is Asian weather. And this is European weather. What a sad story. So I'm still hoping to have a civilized piece of cake, or the Turkish version of baklava. They're very proud of it. They say it's much better than the Greek one. On the shores of Asia. So I typed in a cafe and we'll see whether that's right at the shore. We'll see whether the scooter will find it. Alright, over we go.